Buddha.
Good evening, everyone. How's everybody doing on this Monday evening? Shout out to everybody in the chat. How's everybody doing? Hit those likes, hit that subscribe button, share this channel out with everyone you know. I would greatly appreciate it. I got my friend Ken here after a little while. It's been a while since I had him on the show. Ken, how are we doing?
Doing fantastic. Liking some of the moves that we've made after the season ended, and I think 2025 is going to be a good year for the Yankees.
Yeah. You know, it's been quite an off season for the Yankees and just for Major League Baseball in general. There's been a lot of interesting signings, moves. I mean, nothing one of the moves we didn't expect. I mean, let's put it that way. The Corbin Burns signing, nobody saw that one coming, but with Arizona. And, I know it's been a good offseason for you, at least in the football world, because your boys are kicking butt and taking
Looking
names.
good. Looking good.
Even though there's a lot of NFL fans that are saying that the referees are giving it to them.
Yeah, they can kiss butt.
So there you go. All right, but shout out to everybody in the chat. What is going on? Let's say what's up to the people in the chat right now. Again, hit that like, hit that subscribe, share this channel out. We got Stephen B in the building, John S, Jonathan, Sean Browning, John the Beagle Dad. What is up? Brad from the Down Under. We also have Bryce in the chat. What's up, Bryce? Daniel Berry. What's going on? We got Jeffy in the chat. What up? Hey, what's up, Desiree? Good to see you. But David Cohen is in the chat. What's up, David? How's it going? Good to see you. But what's up, Jace? How's it going? We're slowly closing out 2024. We only have 2 days left, and what a year it's been. I mean, in general, the year has flown by. As far as the Yankees go and Yankees baseball, it was to me it was a successful year, although the way it ended wasn't so great, and there was a lot of question marks. And, obviously the biggest question mark, and I'm not going to take too much of a deep dive into it, was, is Juan Soto coming back to the Yankees? But ultimately he didn't. But then what did the Yankees do? They pivoted very quickly, right? They signed Max Fried. They traded for Cody Bellinger. They traded for Devin Williams, which was a trade that none of us saw coming. Also, the Yankees traded Jose Trevino to the Cincinnati Reds for Fernando Cruz and Alex Jackson, and I'm excited for Fernando Cruz. I don't know if you've seen some of his stuff, but he is filthy. He has a nasty splitter, and I'm looking for if he's part of the bullpen. I'm definitely looking forward to it. Now,
well, you can see the adjustments that they've made in the bullpen. They've added a couple of seriously high strikeout rate pitchers, and that's something that we've been crying for. Adding Max Fried, a ground ball pitcher, we need to solidify the infield defense to help him succeed in New York.
Absolutely, and which brings me to the infield, which brings me to the defense. Here we are looking forward to 2025. I feel like as of right now, the outfield, let's start with the outfield. You're going to have Bellinger, Dominguez, if nothing changes, Dominguez out there along with Aaron Judge. When you look at this outfield, how do you feel about this outfield, offensively and defensively?
Say that one more time. You broke up a little bit.
Okay. I was asking, how do you feel? Let's start with the outfield. So we have Bellinger, Dominguez, and Judge, right?
Okay.
How do you feel about these three especially defensively, because I know the Yankees in this offseason, they've been very defensively focused. Like they were
Well,
more on the defensive side than anything else.
well, let's see. Judge is a Gold Glove right fielder. He's going back to his base position where he excels, one of the tops in baseball. Bellinger can play any of three positions in the outfield, and he is a Gold Glover. You stack Dominguez in center field where he's a naturalist center fielder playing his base position, and he's got guys that cover a lot of ground and can help the young lad become more confident in his fielding abilities. I got no issues with the Yankees outfield.
Yeah, I feel like, especially defensively, the outfield is better just by adding Cody Bellinger, because you could put him anywhere in the outfield and he'd have no issues. And Aaron Boone has made that known, that he's going to be playing all positions, meaning any of the outfield positions and first base. So he's not stuck to one position like they initially reported. So having a guy like Bellinger, and especially a guy like Bellinger who wants to play, he's been wanting to play for the Yankees. He's been wanting to get, he's been asking to get traded to the Yankees. So what's up, Joe and Demon D? What is going on there, gentlemen? What's up? What's up? But Judge, he's going to be back at his natural position, which I'm very happy about. Although I don't think he played bad in center field, but I think right field is it's just right for him. You know what I mean? It's just the right position for him.
If you look at Judge's numbers in center field, he was below zone.
Mm-hmm.
Probably one of the worst center fielders in baseball. So his age, his size, the wear and tear on his body, I'd rather have him back in right.
Yeah, absolutely. And I think defensive, and we'll see how Dominguez does in his first season. You and I have talked about it many times. There is a lot of pressure on him, and I hope he succeeds. And I hope, I hope fans are, give him time and let him adjust to the major league level. I mean, he hasn't played a full season yet. So let's just see what happens. Let's see what happens with the outfield. And I think Dominguez will be fine just under the right guidance and leadership. I think he'll do fine. Defensively, I feel like the Yankees will be better defensively. It's not a knock on Juan Soto, but Juan Soto defensively, I don't want to say he was bad, but a guy, when you have guys like Bellinger and Judge, they're defensively they're gonna be better than Soto. There's no doubt there. The bat is going to be a missing piece for sure. I don't want to say Bellinger completely replaces that. However, if he could be productive, have productive at bats, and be good with situational hitting, then I'd be all right with that.
Neffy, we had Alex Verdugo in left field last year.
Mm-hmm.
He was basically an offensive zero the entire season, with the exception of a few games.
Mm-hmm.
He had some good hits in the postseason, but for the most part, his productivity was garbage. I can't see Bellinger being any worse than him.
I think Bellinger will be better than Verdugo. I'll say that much. Verdugo, what I liked about him was he was defensively, he was great. He was great in left field. That's the thing I liked about Bellinger, or not Bellinger, but Verdugo. And
everyone anticipated, because when Verdugo was in Boston, he was a doubles machine. Well, the reason that he was a doubles machine in Boston is he was bouncing balls off the green monster left and right. In Yankee Stadium, that isn't so. And his doubles numbers went way down. Bellinger is a pull hitter that plays well in Yankee Stadium for a left-handed bat.
Yeah. So, again, I feel good about the outfield. Obviously Dominguez is going to be the guy to pay attention to, because he is going to be playing in his, his first full season. So again, got to give him time and patience. Judge, you already know who he is. You know what he's going to bring to the table. Bellinger, I feel like Bellinger, maybe he may not be the player that he was when he was with the Dodgers, but for me, as long as he could stay healthy and he has, especially offensively, if he has good at bats,
Bellinger doesn't strike out.
Yeah.
That's one of the things. He does not strike out. He had less than 100 strikeouts last season in a down year.
Mm-hmm.
My bet is that Bellinger hits 260, 265, and probably bangs out 25 home runs in Yankee Stadium or with the Yankees next season. I can live with that.
I can live with that too. Absolutely. I don't need him to hit 40 home runs. 25, 30 home runs, I'll sign me up all day.
And if they plant him in front of Judge hitting in the 2-hole, he's going to see a lot better pitches.
Yep, absolutely. And our friend Uncle Tats from the Pinstripe Chronicles podcast, what is up, my friend? Make sure you all subscribe to the Pinstripe Chronicles and all the other content creators out there, Yankee content creators. They all do an amazing job. So shout out to you there, Uncle Tats. Hopefully you're doing well. Hopefully your holidays were good. So, but yeah, man. So, we talked about the outfield. Let's get into the infield now. Right. As of right now, Jazz is a third baseman. Volpe shortstop. Second base, it's a mystery. I don't know what the Yankees are going to do. Right. Are they going to get a second baseman, or are they going to get a third baseman to move Jazz to second? They got Paul Goldschmidt over at first. What are your thoughts on the infield? Because I know there's been a lot of rumblings from fans saying, thinking that they're going to go in on, they're going to go in-house internally. And there's been talks of DJ, and I'm just like, that can't happen. That just cannot happen. They got to get another.
DJ is 3 years past his prime.
Yes.
DJ has broken down the last 2 seasons severely. His body cannot take the stress of everyday playing or even platooning. He's maybe a 3, possibly 4 game a week guy at best. Granted, he has got a healthy contract at $15 million to be a bench player, but I can't see the Yankees standing pat on it. Oswaldo, I don't think that you want to lock him down into a position. I would love to see Jazz back at second base in his natural habitat. The way that happens is we pull off a trade for Donovan, possibly Diaz from the Rays. Signing Profar is also an option. Of all the options, I mean, Donovan would be my best. He would fill positional versatility across the infield and outfield, which would free us up to let Trent Grisham go and trade off his $5 million contract. Donovan would instantly become the Yankees' leadoff hitter. No question, no doubt there. And him holding down third base, not an issue. Fantastic infielder. What it would cost us, it's going to be a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Because we'll have at least 2 years of control with him right now on the cheap. And then he moves into free agency where I'm sure that we would make an attempt to either QO him or extend him.
Yeah, I mean, I know you've been asking for Brandon Donovan. Jason from 161, he's been asking for Brandon Donovan for the longest time. I would love to get Brandon Donovan. I would love for the Yankees to trade for him. It's going to cost the Yankees a lot. There's no doubt, but that's the price. That's the price you pay in a trade. Is if you want to get something good, you got to give up something good. It sucks, but it's just the way it is.
Well, me personally, you're going to end up probably losing a Spencer Jones in that type of a deal. Possibly an Arias or a Lombard. They're going to want value added back for them.
Mm-hmm.
Well, Sean, you say that the Cards won't give up Donovan. He's already been shopped as a trade piece to the Seattle Mariners this season. Talks broke down about a week, 10 days ago. The trade that they had on the line was Donovan for Luis Castillo, one of their Top Gun pitchers. The problem was that the Mariners are financially gridlocked, and they didn't want to eat any of Castillo's contract. And I see that you're mentioning the Padres guy, Ha-Seong Kim. Outstanding ball player, good speed, decent bat control. But the problem is he's injured. You're not going to see him for 3 months. So we're going to sign a guy to a $15 million contract and then be forced to play DJ and Oswaldo. I can't see that as something that the Yankees would do.
I like Kim if he wasn't hurt. If he wasn't hurt, I would say, hey, you know what? Let the Yankees go after him. I know there's other players that they can potentially go after.
And if you're looking for an infielder, Profar is in the top 10 for OPS plus in Major League Baseball. We lost a top 10 with Soto leaving. So plug and play. You get your situational hitting back. And he has good splits against left-handers.
I'm trying to see, because you've talked about Profar, and that's another guy that I wouldn't mind the Yankees getting.
Pull his chart up.
Well, I'm pulling his chart up. I'm trying to see when was the last time he played in the infield. That's what I'm trying to check right now. Okay. So looks like 22 or 21. Okay. 21 was the last time he played in the infield, and I think there's been some games like in the last year or so where he's played in the infield, but he's mostly been in the outfield.
Well, normally your most athletic ball players come into the league as a shortstop, either from the collegiate level, high school level, or whatnot. Profar was a shortstop. So he's athletic enough to make the transition anywhere. Him playing second base, left field, possibly third base. I don't know. But he's had the experience and the chops at it. He took Elvis Anderson's job in Texas as their everyday shortstop.
Yeah, he's played some games at shortstop, some at first base, third base, second base. So it looks like he's played. He's got a lot of infield experience, but he's been mostly playing the outfield though. So left field has been the majority of his career. It looks like.
Well, in San Diego, sure. Look at the infielders that they have.
Well, yeah, looking at their infield, yeah, absolutely. But early on in his career,
there's not really a spot for him.
Yeah, earlier in his career, though, yeah, no doubt he has played the infield. I guess my question is, we wouldn't, if the Yankees were to sign Profar, let's just say if they did, even though, I mean, I don't think the Yankees are looking to sign any more players. If I'm being honest, I think they're going to go the trade route. Just because they are over the Cohen threshold. And I know a lot of fans are saying, well, they could go out and sign, look at the Dodgers, but Hal doesn't really want to go over. He doesn't want to spend any more than he has to. And we've heard him say that, that it's not sustainable, which I get it. You know what I mean? I do get it. But as far as Profar, though, if the Yankees were to sign him, I would think he would have no issues playing the infield if he was to be converted back. And I may have lost Ken. I don't know if you could hear me. Camera kind of went blurry. Yeah, Brad, I know they're over the Cohen tax already, but what I'm saying is, does Hal want to spend any more? That's what I'm asking. Ken, I don't know if you could hear me, but I was going to say you might have to close your browser and come back. You're frozen, so let me remove you for now, and we'll have you come back. So it's all good. We'll get him back here. But yeah, like I was saying, I would have liked I would like Profar. I would. But the thing is, again, as of right now, the Yankees are sitting at 303 million, and I think I got Ken back. Let me get him up here. Are you
Indeed,
good?
you do.
Okay, cool. Yeah, you froze up on me, and I was just like, all right, let me take him off, and he'll have to come back. So,
Well, I saw you freeze. I'm like, what do you?
I don't know. It could be StreamYard. So sometimes these things happen. But I was asking though if
I'm frozen.
Are you?
I'm looking. No, I'm looking at the comments. Ken's frozen. Okay, I'm froze.
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean,
Well,
we
if
we
you
were
get
talking about signings. The Yankees making any signings.
Mhm.
What's reported out there and Sports Track's estimates is that Profar is looking for a 3-year, $45 million contract, the same contract that DJ has, which is definitely affordable.
If that's the case, then yeah, the Yankees could definitely go to 318 million, no problem. I mean, I think they should be fine doing that. But the Profar, you think if the Yankees were to sign him, he would have no problems converting back to the infield? And
Nope, none whatsoever.
yeah, that was my only that was kind of my slight worry with him. I'm not saying he would have been bad, but when you take a player out of their position for for a little while, how would they respond if you put him back, let's say at third base, and how would he perform? And I think he's athletic enough that he would be fine.
I was about to say he's a professional athlete.
Yeah.
He's healthy. The skill sets, once they're embedded, are there. He played most of his life in the infield. So don't think there'd be an issue. And I like his bat. His bat is the big appeal to me.
Yeah, he's got a good bat. There's no doubt there. So Profar he'd be solid. I mean, I do like him. I was thinking maybe the Yankees could have signed him to be the left fielder for the Yankees. I mean, I was thinking about him, but it was clear that the Yankees they had something else in mind, obviously. So,
Oh yeah.
so a lot of fans, and I'm sure you've been seeing it, you've been hearing it. There's still a lot of fans that are dead set on the Yankees should pick up or should sign Alex Bregman.
Why?
Third base experience, third base glove, has postseason experience. I don't think he's worth. Yeah, I mean, I don't think he's worth 200 million personally, but that's just me.
Fantastic. He's got postseason experience. He's never played consistently in New York.
This is true.
The fans, for the most part, now want him, but have hated him for years.
Mm-hmm.
You think he starts screwing the pooch in New York? What's going to happen?
Oh, they're going to boo him, right?
Those fans are going to turn on him. And he's used to being in Houston. He has never faced the New York media, and they are brutal.
Tell me about it.
I mean,
yeah.
Atypically, you have Giancarlo Stanton, who takes it on the chin from the media more than you can shake a stick at. But you know what he does? He says, I've got to do better. It's my fault. He doesn't put excuses on anything. And the media will say, okay, good to go, and then leave him the hell alone.
Yeah, I don't think he's so when it comes to Bregman, I don't think the Yankees are going to sign him. They're like I don't see it. The Yankees already signed Fried. They're not going to sign another player that's attached to a QL. That's the way I see it. There are other players out there that they could potentially.
Just to respond to Ken from Myrtle Beach. I think that you're absolutely right. I don't think that the Yankees make a move until Sasaki signs January the 15th or earlier if it's.
Yeah, which is about 3 weeks or 2 weeks away, almost 2 weeks away. So,
and if you look at it, there's not really been any traction in the relief market. You have very few relievers being signed. Your infield market hasn't had a lot of movement either. I mean, you've got big guns like Bregman and Alonso out there, and have you heard anybody talking to them?
Not really. What's up, Chiefs Easy? We got another Chiefs fan in the building. What's going on, man? Yeah, no, I mean, other than the Mets offered Alonso a 3-year deal worth $90 million, to which Alonso said no way.
Yeah, it's a garbage offer.
It's a way garbage offer, and it's kind of in a way it's kind of sad because of the fact that I understand the Mets prioritize Soto, but it's almost like Soto becomes a free agent and they totally forget about Alonso.
Look at what Alonso did in New York in the postseason for that damn team.
Yeah.
Just straight disgraceful. And to offer him a 3-year, $90 million deal after they signed a guy to a 51-year or 51 mil a season deal, ridiculous. And this is supposed to be the biggest financial capital of baseball. You're telling me that Cohen couldn't afford to give him a decent offer?
Yeah, well, he could sign everybody and anybody, right? That's what they were saying, and that he can definitely outspend Hal. If that's the case, then yeah, go get Pete Alonso then. But yeah, Cohen is probably wanting Vladimir Guerrero Jr., which I could not to go too far ahead, but I could see Vlad Jr. going to the signing with the Mets when that time comes. But we'll see. But I don't know what's going to happen with Pete Alonso. Again, I know some Yankees fans wanted Pete Alonso. I wasn't one of them. I'm like, there's no way. I don't want anything to. I mean, I'm not saying he's a bad player, but he's not a guy that I wanted. I'm sorry. I'm glad the Yankees went the Goldschmidt route for 1 year. So it's a low risk move, and I like Paul Goldschmidt. I know some fans weren't exactly happy with that move. I like him. Great defensive glove. He's gotten gold. He's a Gold Glove winner. He could hit at the plate. He's perfect. He's perfect at the plate. He could hit left-handed pitching. I mean,
Gold Glove. Hell, he was an MVP 2 years ago.
Yeah, MVP 2 years ago. Same year as Judge.
And he had an off first half of the season. Look at his second half numbers.
Yeah, second half he played better. I looked it up prior, but yeah, he played a lot better.
Back to his norm. So in his long, illustrious career, he had a half a season that was shit. Well, guess what? Judge didn't start out too hot either.
Yeah, no, Judge. His first month, the month of April was brutal.
6 weeks of garbage.
Yeah, you weren't getting any kind of production out of Aaron Judge, and then all of a sudden, the guy blows up. He got thrown out of that one game, and then after that game, it went. He said, "Okay, You know what?
On like Donkey Kong.
On like Donkey Kong, exactly. Mr. Coconuts is saying that he's 37. He can't play a full year. Judge was injured during spring training. Goldschmidt's 37. He'll be able to play a full year. I don't know where you're getting at. There, Mr. Coconuts. Yeah, Ronnie, Pete Alonso's defense is definitely questionable. I agree. No, I'm happy that the Yankees went the Paul Goldschmidt route. I mean, again, they signed him for only 1 year, so it's not like you're signing to a long-term deal. And then what they do next season or after next season when Goldschmidt's a free agent, we don't know. I mean, we'll see what they do. There's going to be some first base options for sure. I mean, Vlad Jr., although I don't see the Yankees getting him, but he's an option. Murakami, Naylor, these guys are going to be free agents. So,
if I was looking at a poll, I would say that Naylor ends up as a Yankee next year.
I could see that. My only thing with Naylor is the man's got to go on a diet.
20 pounds, brother.
Yeah, I'm okay with 20 pounds. He just needs to drop the weight a little bit. That's my only thing with Josh Naylor. So with Goldschmidt, I'm just trying to see. I was gonna say the guy played, Paul Goldschmidt. I'm looking at his stat or how many games he played last season. He played 154 games. So he didn't play in 8 games. 150 of those games he played at first base. 245 average. I've gone over his stats before, but I'll go over it again. 245 average, 302 on base percentage, slugging of 414, WRC plus of 100. I mean, listen, that those numbers are already better than DJ and Anthony Rizzo. I mean, DJ and Anthony Rizzo's numbers don't even come close to what Goldschmidt's numbers were. So, I think that was a defensive upgrade for the Yankees. Honestly,
come here, baby.
Oh, you got your kid with you, Ranch.
All right, say hi.
Hi.
What's up, dude? How's it going?
Go Yankees.
Yankees.
Go Yankees. That's right.
That's my boy. All right, hop down.
Did you come in?
Not for a while.
Yeah.
Right.
We're taking on
What's
you.
up, Roldy?
We're
How's it
taking
going?
on you.
But yeah, I want to get your thoughts on with the Yankees infield real quick. I want to know how do you feel about the Yankees infield? Again, the only upgrade that they made was adding Goldschmidt. So, did you like the addition of Goldschmidt?
I do like the addition of Goldschmidt because Goldschmidt addresses a deficiency that we had last season, and that is we had very few guys on the roster that could hit left-handed pitching. If you look at Goldie's splits, he's very good versus left-handed pitchers.
Mm-hmm.
And you know that my son John, he is a huge Diamondbacks fan. So I watch a lot of games with him, and I've been following Goldschmidt since he got pulled out of Double-A and moved straight to the major leagues and started playing for him. So yeah. I like his addition. I don't have an issue with Jazz playing third base or second, but I need to see us bring somebody in who is competent at either second or third and can hit. Profar and Donovan are my 2 top choices there. A lot of people are talking about Lau from the Rays. He is a solid player, but my issue with Lau is over the last 3 seasons, he's been hurt a lot.
Mm-hmm.
So I can't see trading for a player who is maxed out at 125, 130 games a season.
I want to see how many games Brandon Lau played. So, you do bring up a good point. He played, last season he played 107 games. 107 games, 244 average, 21 home runs. He had an on-base percentage of 311, slugging of 473, WRC plus of 123. So, thing is, if he plays, he's productive. When he's playing, he's productive.
Now look at his defensive splits.
Defensive splits. But as I'm looking that up, keep talking about the infield with Jazz and Volpe.
Volpe is a solid glove. He has times where he is a mental brain fart in the infield, but for the most part, he was a Gold Glove candidate again for shortstop this year, although he wasn't selected. And that is going to be a gunfight for the next 10 years between Gunnar Henderson, Witt Jr., and Volpe.
Yeah, Volpe. So my thing with him, and you tell me if you agree with this, and folks in the chat, tell me if you agree with this. Volpe, I think needs to have a solid third season.
What did he hit? 249 last year?
Anthony Volpe. Let's see. It was like, I believe 249. 243.
Okay. So he had a 30-point jump from his first season to last season. I would like to see Volpe hit in the range of 270, 275 this upcoming season. I don't care about his power numbers. Yankees don't need them.
Yeah, when it comes to Anthony Volpe, that average does need to come up. His numbers offensively has not been the greatest. I mean, 243 average, 12 home runs. He had a on-base percentage of 293, a slugging of 364. He had a WRC plus of 86. I mean, those numbers are not exactly great. Now, it was nice to see. It was nice to see him come alive in the postseason. That gave me a little bit of hope, and I hope if that's the case, I hope that that is a motivation for him going into 2025. Because if he can have a better 2025, then I'd be more comfortable moving forward with him. I'm not trying to give up on him, but I'm just saying those numbers need to improve. Is all I'm
He's
getting
a serviceable player. I don't have an issue. So long as we see upward progression, he continues to progress this season. By the end of this season, you'll pretty much know what you have with Anthony Volpe.
Yeah, and Ken from Myrtle Beach, I never fell for the Volpe hype. If you're talking about Volpe being being compared to Jeter, I didn't fall for that hype. I was let's wait and see what this guy is all about. That was me. I mean, I never looked at him as being some sort of like superstar, and I'm not really one to look at compare current players to the past players. Like, that's just not something I personally do. I can't speak for everybody else, but I definitely never looked at Volpe as being the next Derek Jeter, as people were saying, so.
Well, nobody likes to see their stars die either. So they
No.
always look for a correlation. Mantle, Jeter, A-Rod, Tino, Bernie.
Yeah, and Graham says it right here. He said the issue, what did the Yankees fans do again? They hung a tag on his neck. Big pressure. He isn't Jeter, and Jeter was not Scooter. Exactly. You know, I get tired of I do get tired of guys like Volpe, or even in this case Jason Dominguez being compared to players of the past. It's like, why don't we just stop comparing these guys to players of the past and let them develop into their own player? Let them be their best version of themselves instead of trying to compare them to like the old players. I'm honestly, it kind of annoys me personally. But Roldy's saying that he wants to see Volpe hitting 270 with 10 to 15 home runs with 75 to 80 RBIs. I'd be okay with that. Volpe shouldn't. He's not a home run guy. That's the thing.
When he was swinging for the fences, his batting average was at 209.
Yeah. But even then, though, I mean, I know his batting average. He ended the season with 243.
No. I'm talking his first season.
Oh, his first, right.
So he was fence swinging, and when he got a hold of it, put it out of the park. But more times than not, he didn't get a hold of it.
Yeah. He needs to be. Yeah, he just needs to be a guy that hits for contact, gets on base, and then create opportunities to steal. That's the kind of player that he needs to be. I feel like he, at time there's been a lot of times where he tries to hit. What am I saying? He's trying to hit. There's been a lot of times where he tries to hit the ball out of the park way too many times, and it's just like, man, just hit the ball, get on base, make contact with the ball.
Table setter.
Yeah, be the setup guy. Ken from Myrtle Beach is saying, my point is that fans feel Volpe is a star and can never be traded. Imagine the uproar if he was included in the deal. What's wrong with trading a? Listen, if he gets, for some reason, Volpe gets traded and they get something great back, sign me up. I'll say that right now. And it looks like Li is saying something too. Whoever feel for Volpe being Jeter, that's your fault for being stupid, not the front office fault. I mean, I don't think Ken has ever said about Volpe being Jeter. It's a lot of the fans did, but I wasn't one of them.
Just like Dominguez, I said, let Dominguez be Dominguez. He's not Mantle. He's never going to be Mantle.
Yeah. What's up, Chris the Flash? How's it going? Good to see you. But yeah, I'm hoping Volpe does in his third season again. I hope he does become a better player. Second year, I mean, he showed a little bit of improvement, but there was still a lot of things missing from him, I think. And he needs to.
Like I've said, 3 seasons. 3 seasons for any prospect that you're truly given a shot at. So Dominguez should have 3 seasons worth of feeling his oats out and figuring out what kind of a baseball player he's going to be in New York.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So so let's just say his third season, it's not, it doesn't go according to plan. You think the Yankees should explore elsewhere?
It's possible. I mean, you look at how close you are to getting Lombard up in the major leagues, how close you are to getting Arias up in the major leagues. You have a plethora of talented shortstops down there. Maybe one of those guys could do a better job. Who knows?
Yankees are very high on they're very high on Lombard
Jr.
Yeah, they're very, very high on Lombard Jr. It sounds like this guy is an untouchable. I know if the Yankees were to trade between Arias or Lombard, they'd probably trade Arias first. So,
well, Lumbar's doing better in the minors.
He is.
Although Arias is our highest paid international signing.
Who's that? Lombard?
Arias.
Oh, Arias, yeah.
And we did the top shortstop Dominican signing here a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah, he's a shortstop. He's like what,
Yep.
17, and he's supposed to be really good. Supposed to be, I don't want to say top notch, but he's supposed to be a very high caliber player.
So there is no shortage for shortstops in the Yankee farm system.
Yeah,
and I mean, you could pivot Volpe to a second base position. Don't think he has the arm strength to truly be a third baseman.
No, he definitely no. You move if you're going to move anywhere. If you're going to move Volpe anywhere, you move him to second base, and that's all there is to it. You move him to second base. You don't play him at first. You don't play him at third. It's either shortstop or second base. Don't even think about try to play him in the outfield.
So, question for Aiden Davila. You hope that we get Roki. If we get Roki, what do we do with him? Is he a bullpen guy or is he a starter?
I mean, I would probably I would assume he probably gets put in the. He might get put in the bullpen to start out. I mean, there's really not a spot for him in the rotation unless. Let's just say the Yankees. Let's just say hypothetically speaking, if the Yankees were to get, if they were to get Roki Sasaki, are they going to go 6-man?
Well, see, I have an issue with Japanese starting pitchers.
Mm-hmm.
I can't think of one who hasn't had a serious injury within his first 2 seasons of being in the major leagues and missed considerable time. They're used to pitching once a week in a given slot. If you look at Sasaki, for instance, he has 2 seasons under his belt that he's pitched a little over 100 innings. Well, the average major league pitcher pitches about 140 to 150. So he's 50 innings under the count. The weight of the ball is different.
Mm-hmm.
And I see that as a potential for a guy that we're going to invest a lot into getting hurt early. I mean, even Tanaka, one of the best Japanese pitchers that we've had come in the league, he had a UCL tear in his first season. He never went for the full surgery, and he pitched around it, but he was still injured. And we ended up taking basically a 6-man rotation stance with him, giving him as many days off and breaks as we possibly could.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not knocking Japanese pitchers, but that does become a concern. So, but ultimately, I am curious as to where Sasaki's going to sign. I know he gave the Yankees a chance to meet with him, which was great. But I still say he signs with one of the teams on the West.
He met with 20 out of 20 teams polling interest. My personal bet is he ends up in Arizona as a Diamondback. And I think to close their deal out, I'll lay money that they sign Tanner Scott to give him the 3-headed monster out of the bullpen between Martinez, Scott, and A.J. Puck, and shortening the game to essentially a 5 to 6 inning game for their starting pitchers, of which Corbin Burns addition, you have Merrill Kelly, Erod, Zach Gallen, Brandon Fott. They're loaded for bear.
Yeah. That rotation for Arizona, I must say that's going to be that's a scary rotation. If all those guys can stay healthy, that is a scary rotation. I don't know how they match up with the Dodgers, but we'll see.
We'll put it this way: last year, Merrill Kelly and Erod missed over half the season. Two of their starters. They got garbage out of Montgomery.
Mm-hmm.
They were missing their shortstop for half the season and their center fielder the entire season, forcing them to play Corbin Carroll out of position. And I think personally it screwed up his game. They still won 89 games. And they were in it until the last game of the season for the postseason. Their ownership is taking that competitive balance money and actually spending it. They're not sitting on it for profits. They're improving their team and their facilities. And I think they're going to give the Dodgers a run for their money.
I hope, man. I hope, because right now the Dodgers are the team to beat in the National League as of right now. I mean, the National League in general, they seem pretty stacked. There's a lot of good teams in the National League compared to the American League. I mean, Yankees have been the most active team in the American League, and they could run away with the AL East. I mean, they could definitely run. I don't want to say they could run away with it, but they can certainly finish at the top of the division again, and they can still dominate in the American League, because not a lot of teams in the American League haven't really done too much, not compared to the Yankees at least.
Yep. I mean, we've been the most active team in the postseason, maybe next to the Angels, who've had a ton of moves too.
Yeah, they made some quiet moves. Quietly, they've made some moves. And then, you had the Royals. They traded for Jonathan India, which, I mean, that solidifies their infield a little bit more.
Yeah.
Jonathan India was a guy that I wanted. I really wanted the Yankees to trade for him. He was actually choice one for me, if anything. But
so, I mean, the Mets spent their ridiculous amount of money on Juan Soto, and they're not even guaranteed to take their own division. The moves that they've made with regard to pitching, I mean, hell, they signed Clay Holmes as a starter.
Yeah, I don't know how that's going to play out for them.
So my question to Juan in October, when he's sitting in his hot tub getting champagne poured over the top of him, how he likes watching the postseason by playing in it.
So are you predicting that that the Mets may not make the postseason in 2025?
I don't think they will.
Really?
They've lost Alonso.
Mm-hmm.
They lost one of their heavyweights in Severino.
Mm-hmm.
They brought back Minaya. Their starting rotation is in tatters. Their bullpen is not much better.
True.
Lindor going to carry him for the whole season? Lindor and Soto between them? I don't think so.
Yeah, I mean, I know they have Lindor. I know there's Lindor and Soto, but I know a lot of Yankees. I'm sure a lot of Yankees fans have been saying it, and I've been saying it. None of those guys in the Mets lineup, they're not Aaron Judge.
No,
they're not Aaron Judge. They don't come close to Aaron Judge whatsoever.
And Soto had a career season last year. His career season was hitting in front of Aaron Judge.
Mm-hmm.
Graham, J.J. Romero, solid pitcher. Don't see an issue with him.
Yeah, I like Jojo Romero.
One trade that I'd like to see happen is that we move Marcus Stroman to the Giants and get back Taylor Rogers.
Yeah, I know D-Rod.
Rogers is a left-handed pitcher, high strikeout rate. I think there are a couple of years of control left on him. I'm not positive on that, though.
Yeah, you said Taylor Rogers?
Yeah.
Yeah,
he and his brother Tyler both pitched for the Giants out of their pen.
Yeah, Taylor Rogers. I know D-Rod's talked about him, and the Giants do need pitching because they have they were in on Corbin Burns, but it didn't luck out. I mean, Burns ultimately went to Arizona, but that was because of Burns did say he was getting more money from other teams. He was offered more money, but he just liked for tax reasons. He loved he wanted to sign with Arizona, and that's where his wife resides. So it made it easy.
Flagstaff, Arizona is where his family's at.
Yeah. So Taylor Rogers, it looks like he's got 2 years of control. No, he's 1 year of control. If the Yankees were to trade for him, they would only have him for the 2025 season, and he becomes a free agent for Taylor Rogers.
Not an issue with it.
No, I'd be okay with 1 year of Taylor Rogers. That's fine. I mean, I would have no issues with it, and that wouldn't be a bad trade. And like I said, the Giants do need starting pitching. They don't have anything for starting pitching. They lost Blake Snell. I mean, Stroman can probably, if the Yankees were to look to trade with the Giants, Marcus Stroman could probably thrive in San Fran.
Yeah, he's not going to give up the bomb in that damn stadium.
Nope. Yeah, he won't give up a lot of home runs there. So I think he would do fine. And Graham is saying the Giants could take Stroman to flip him for Monty. I don't think so. I think they would probably stick with Stroman. I think if they were going to spend big money on a pitcher, Corbin Burns was that guy. But I don't know if they even offered anything, they did offer money for Burns, but I don't know what that dollar amount was. It was definitely more than $210 million. But ultimately, he wanted to sign with Arizona, so it worked out for him. But I did want to ask you about the catching position. So Jose Trevino, we all know, is traded, right? I think going into 2025, we knew that Austin Wells was going to be your starting catcher. Like, he was going to be your number one. I know fans like to give you a hard time about Austin Wells, but honestly, like, I know you'll give me your honest thoughts and your honest feeling about Wells. How are you feeling about him going into 2025? Because looking at his stats from in his first full season as a rookie, 13 home runs, 229 batting average, an on-base percentage of 322, slugging at 395. He had a WRC plus of 3.4. Or no, excuse me, 105. Sorry.
So he's 5% above average.
A little bit better. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he won the job. His competition is gone, so the position is his.
Mm-hmm.
Defense is all right. I don't like his throws to second base. I think he doesn't have a good, strong arm. But, yeah, I can live with him. I just hope that I don't see the last month of his damn season progress through this season.
Yeah.
He had 3 weeks where he was hitting the cover off the ball and then couldn't buy a base hit after that.
Yeah, he's a guy that needs to definitely in the batting order. He needs to bat at the bottom of the batting order.
Yeah, he's certainly not a 4-hole hitter.
No, he's definitely not a 4 hitter. You don't put him at the top. You definitely don't put him at the top of the lineup. At best, you put him at the number 7, number 8 lineup. So that's my take on it with with Austin Wells. Question now is who's going to be their backup catcher? I mean, they did get that guy from Cincinnati in that trade, Alex Jackson.
Jackson isn't even going to make the damn opening day roster. His
Probably
numbers are pitiful. I mean, personally, if I were the Yankees, I'd make a trade. I'd go to the Arizona Diamondbacks.
Mm-hmm.
They have a catcher at AAA who spent some time up in the majors last year. De Los Santos.
Mm-hmm.
He's a left-handed hitter. In his short appearance, he popped 4 home runs. He looked pretty good. And he is a serviceable catcher and can play first base.
Yeah.
Well,
Problem is, though, the Yankees have too many catchers in
they'll-
their farm system right now.
Well, I wouldn't put him in the farm system. He would be on the major league roster as far as I'm concerned. He's that good. The other thing is the way Arizona's catching core is set up, he has no path to the major leagues, not as a catcher.
Mm-hmm.
Possibly a future first baseman for him, but I don't think so.
Yeah, but again, I know he would make the major league roster. I mean, I get what you're saying,
Yeah.
but I'm saying the Yankees already have like a bunch of catchers right now.
Not so many. We've traded a plethora of our catchers away.
I think they got like 5 now. They have Wells.
We traded Narvaez.
Yeah.
We traded Trevino.
Augustin Ramirez.
So that's 3 catchers out of your 5 right off the bat. They're counting Ben Rice as a catcher.
Yeah.
That's where you're boosting your numbers at. Yankees haven't been playing him as a catcher. And when it came to arms as catcher, Ben Rice was the 3rd or the 4th strongest arm. Hey, CT, how's it going?
What's up, CT? Hopefully you're doing
TC?
well, man. Hopefully you're feeling better. And my friend TC Steels, what's going on, man? Good to see you. And yeah, TC Steels is saying we have enough catchers. I mean, looking at their catchers though, I mean, check this out. They have Wells. Right now they have that guy that they traded for Cincinnati for now. Ben Rice. They have Escara, JC Escara.
And he's probably the best out of them all.
Yeah, so he might be your backup catcher. And we have the Back It Up Binge podcast, our Orioles friend. What's going on? How are you? But I want to see who else that they have because there's other names.
So, Benj, how do you feel about the O'Neill signing and the Sanchez signings for the O's?
Oh, okay. You're asking him about the Orioles?
Yeah, well, it's his team.
It is his team, yeah. Yeah, so they also have Jesus Rodriguez. That's another guy that they have on their 40 man. So I mean, the Yankees still have catchers on their.
Which of them are ranked in the top 30 as prospects for the Yankees?
I don't know. I'd have to look. But I'm just going off of who they have right now. So I mean, they still have some catchers. So taking a lot of heat for this, but I have the Yanks, Red Sox, Orioles 1 through 3 right now. That's his prediction for the 2025 season standings for the AL East. And puzzling Elias is not making moves. Still time. I'm a little bit confused about that too. Back It Up Binge. I mean, I want to get your perspective as an Orioles fan. Like, how are you feeling about that? And are you surprised at all about the Yankees not the Yankees, but the Orioles, not bringing back Corbin Burns? Are you surprised that they haven't even made an offer for Santander? Um, I was just curious about that. Sorry, I had to check something on my phone. Antonio Gomez, is that another catcher? I haven't heard his name before. Yeah, look, I think when we look at the overall, when we look at this Yankees team, I think defensively, they've gotten better defensively, but for me, the bats are the question right now. So they need a right-hand bat at the outfield. That's O'Neill. All left-hand bats. New Burns wasn't going to be re-signed. He lives in Arizona. Just had the Twins last year. True. Back it up, Binge. But do you agree that Yankees defensively have gotten better, but offensively, there's some question marks when it comes to some players?
No more question marks than we had before. I mean, if you're talking about the core Yankee players, if you're talking about the acquisitions, I think Goldie is fine, especially with his splits against left-handers, which helps us out. Bellinger is the same way. Neither player are high-volume strikeout players. The Yankees' approach to this offseason has been for run prevention, solidifying the bullpen and the starting rotation with that, improving the outfield defense, and improving infield defense is the next thing to finish up. And a lot of people feel that the Yankees need to add a couple of left-handed bullpen arms. Personally, I'm comfortable without them.
You're comfortable without the Yankees having one, not even one lefty, really?
Don't care. All you need is a pitcher who can get left-handed batters out. Doesn't matter from which side. Everyone talks about Chafin as being the guy to bring in. Well, I know for a fact, after watching Chafin for years, the guy has good stuff, but he cannot get out left-handed hitters. They bring him in as a left-handed specialist, and sure shit, the batter's either walking or getting a hit. Tim Hill, he presents different arm angles, which is looking different, but as far as velocity, high volume strikeout guy, he's not that guy. Taylor Rogers, the guy I was just talking about, he would certainly be one that is a volume strikeout pitcher from the left-handed side, and he actually has good splits against left-handed hitters. And honestly, you have Wandy Peralta out there. Wandy Peralta is a left-handed killing machine. I would have no issues bringing him back.
I did like Peraza when he was with the Yankees. He was great, but I think they need to get one lefty arm at least. I wouldn't be comfortable with them not having a lefty arm in that bullpen. Personally, I just can't see them going into 2025 with a non-lefty arm in the bullpen. But
I mean, if you're going to break the bank and go for the gusto, go get Scott.
And he's still out there, surprisingly.
You put a three-headed monster on the back end of our rotation, all of a sudden your starters only have to go 5 innings.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't. And listen, I wouldn't mind if the Yankees went Wandy Peralta. I like Chafin, but I'm not. It's not like enough for me to be like, oh, the Yankees absolutely need to get him. I'd rather sign Tim Hill at that point. You know what I mean? I'd rather have Tim Hill than what's his face than Chafin. I'm good. What's up there, Mazza? What's going on, Mazza? How you doing, bro? Now, when it comes to the Yankees rotation, obviously, and I've been saying it, and I know some people didn't agree, but they needed another starter. There was no doubt. Whether they signed Soto back or didn't sign Soto back, they definitely needed to get another starter. They had to get another starter. How happy were you about the Max Fried signing?
Personally, I was happy that they signed him. I'd rather had Fried than Burns.
Mm-hmm.
Solid left-handed pitcher. Doesn't give up the long ball. It's a ground ball guy. Like him.
Yeah, I think he was a big upgrade in that rotation. Personally, I'm glad that the Yankees did sign him. I think the Yankees rotation, I think it will be a lot better, especially now that you got Max Fried. He's easily your number 2 guy behind Cole. That drops Carlos Rodon to number 3. So I think it'll be less pressure on Carlos Rodon. So I like the 1 through 3 already, and then you have Schmidt and then Hill. So I feel like it's a solid rotation now. If they didn't add another starting pitcher, I don't know if I would have been comfortable going in with that rotation going into next season personally. Because it's nothing against Nestor Cortez, but I have always had my uncertainties about him at times. I just don't think he was always really that guy that I was like, oh man, I'm confident in him.
I mean, you have to take Cortez with a grain of salt. He was a 5 starter. He's going to line up against other 5 starters. Is he the best? He was one of the best 5 starters in baseball.
Sure.
Was he a 1? No, definitely not.
Definitely not.
But he took the ball for opening day.
He did, and he did quite well. I know there was definitely pressure on him, and he did good. And TC still thinks that Luis Hill will move to the number 3 spot and Rodon to number 4. I mean,
I do too.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah. Because you're going to look, they're going to pitch left, right, or right, left, right, left. Well, Fried is going to be your number 2, without a doubt.
Oh, for sure. He should.
They're not going to pitch left-handed pitchers back to back.
So Cole, So Cole, Fried, then probably Hill, then Rodon. Again, less pressure on Rodon, whether you put him at the number 3 hole or number 4.
Hey, I predicted 18 wins out of Rodon last year, and he pulled 17.
He did.
So
he had a much better 2024, and I had all the confidence in the world that he was going to have a better season in 2024. I felt like 2023 was that fluke season, and the guy was never healthy to begin with. So I think Rodon, and I think going into 2025, Rodon will have I think he'll have another good year. Maybe he gets to 18 wins this time around.
could be.
Yeah, as long as he could stay healthy. Now, I think going into the 2025 season, I truly believe the Yankees will finish first place in the AL East, and I do think that I think they'll make it to the postseason, but until another move is made,
I'm calling right now. They're going to make the ALCS with the
I'll
roster
say
that they have.
Yeah, no, I'll say ALCS. I'm confident that they can make it to the ALCS. The World Series is my question mark, though. Do they make it to the World Series?
If you look at the competition that we have from this past year, the Red Sox are going to be the challengers for us in the American League East. The Orioles are weakened from last year's positioning. The Guardians, they are a weaker team than they were last year. They traded their second baseman and their first baseman away. Plus, you saw their bullpen, because of the high use, because of their starting pitchers, their armor showed their chinks and they got beat up in the postseason. The Royals got better.
Mm-hmm.
They're going to be a team to watch. And that's who I would bet we would see in the ALCS. Astros are weaker. Lost Tucker, Bregman. Verlander is a free agent now. That was one of their big gun pitchers. So they've got the flame-throwing Josh Hader. Hader's pitching 1 inning. He's not pitching 2. He's certainly not starting. So who would you predict would unseat the Yankees out of all the teams that they have? Rangers.
Yeah, the only other team, is the Rangers. I mean, they're a team to watch out for, I think.
Depends on what version you get of them.
Hey, we have Pasty in the chat. What's up, Pasty? Long time no see. Hopefully everything is well with you and the family. He's like, what have the O's done? I'm so confused by their approach right now. They haven't done anything.
They signed a backup catcher,
Yep,
Gary Sanchez, and they signed a center fielder to replace Mullins and Tyler O'Neill. They still don't have a replacement in right field for Santander. They lost Corbin Burns, so they have a hole there. They DFA'd Parrot Man, so they have another hole in their bullpen. Batista's supposed to come back at some point. Whether he'll be the closer to start the season out, I don't know. But they are definitely a weaker team than they were last year.
Yeah, the Orioles are not. Yeah, they're definitely not. They're definitely not the team that they were. They're, as of right now, they're not. And TC Stills is saying, if DJ starts at second base, third base, and lead off to start the season, will you blow a gasket? I won't be happy about it. That would be very frustrating, and I'd be like, all right, what are we doing? I hope that's not the case. I mean, I hope the Yankees know that. I hope. The Yankees do know that they have to get another bat. I just think right now, they're trying to figure out how to shed payroll. Is what they're trying to figure out. So that's the big question: is how are these guys going to shed payroll? I mean, trading Stroman, but they have to make it worthwhile for the other team that they're gonna trade to, because Stroman's not really, he's not an attractive option for a lot of teams. So you have to you got to make it worthwhile. But I think they're trying to shed payroll first before they trade for another player. But then again, the Yankees are known to do things that we never expect them to do. And TC, the holdup could be Roki. I mean, Roki Sasaki could be holding teams up right now. Could be holding the Yankees up in this case.
TC, do you think that the Yankees are going to sign Sasaki?
Yeah, I don't think they should play the waiting game. I mean, while they're waiting for Sasaki to make a decision, but even though, truthfully, I don't know that he signs with the Yankees, I'd be shocked if he did. So he might come. Either way, the Yankees need to get another bat. They have to get another bat.
Graham, you're talking about Cashman blowing smoke screens like you did with Durbin. What are you in reference to? Another signing?
Yeah, TC Steels is saying there's a 20% chance that the Yankees sign Roki. I'm with you on that 20%. So, yeah, that's what I'm thinking too. Is Roki mostly going to San Diego or the Dodgers? Oh, he's saying that there's a smoke screen with DJ starting.
Yeah, I don't think he's reasonably thinking that DJ is going to start.
I don't think so either. Would you say that the Yankees you said they'll definitely make it to the ALCS. I'm right there with you. You think they make it to the World Series?
I do. And I'd like to be there with a big club for the freaking Dodgers if they make it.
I mean, as of right now, I have the Dodgers going to the World Series. As of right now, I mean, with the additions that they made, I do have them going to the World Series. And yeah, TC saying if Roki goes to the Dodgers, so will Murakami. Yeah, probably, maybe. Depends on how many more years Freddie Freeman has, but yeah, they could still sign him.
TC, I don't have Roki going to the Dodgers.
Padres.
Don't have him going to the Padres either. I have him going to the Diamondbacks.
The Diamondbacks, yeah. I mean, it's definitely a possibility.
I think they're going to pull the trifecta. I think they're going to pull Sasaki, and I think they're going to sign Tanner Scott to line up with his old bullpen mate, AJ Puck.
Yeah, and JT is saying that he's in the minority, saying that they should still try for Correa. I'm not with that personally. No.
JT, Correa's contract right now for this season is $37 million. He's got 4 years guaranteed with 4 more years of vesting options. So that could conceivably be an 8-year string for the Yankees.
Yeah, I don't think they want to do that. And I want to see how many games, because he was hurt last season too. The guy is injury prone. He only played 86 games last season for 2024. So that's a big pass for me.
Well, TC, nobody expected them to pull the Zach Greinke with Corbin Burns either. But the way that the Dodgers have loaded up the teams in the NL West to be competitive, have to fight fire with them, and the best way they can do it is run limitation. They're not going to outslug the Dodgers, that's for damn sure.
DJ should be the third base coach. I think he'd do better than Rojas for sure. So,
well, that jackass needs to get fired. How's it going,
yeah.
Ace?
Chia, Ace Avenue in the building. What's up, Ace? Make sure you all subscribe to the Ace Avenue. What's going on, man? Good to see you. But yeah. So you think So Yankees, yeah, they can make it to the World Series. Do they win it? I don't know. I mean, that's going to be the big question mark. It depends on
that depends if we situationally hit.
Yep.
Have we improved enough to actually score runners when they're on base at a reasonable clip?
It's possible. Yeah, Pasty. If Correa failed 5 physicals, yeah, a player that fails that many physicals, I'm good.
Nope. Steve, why would you want Arias?
That's another player that a lot of Yankees fans have been talking about is Arias. I mean, he could hit, but he can't field.
He is horrible defensively.
Yeah. Honestly, William, I mean, I think Stanton's going to be fine, but I'm expecting Stanton to get injured and miss some time. It's just inevitable with Giancarlo. Yeah, TC. I mean, the Yankees were a home run or nothing. Situational hitting was there, but not 100%. They need to be better about situational hitting, and I think with the guys that they have, with having Goldschmidt, having Cody Bellinger, I think these guys add some value to the lineup.
Like I said previously, their value to me is they hit left-handed pitching.
And that's going to be the big thing. If they could hit left-handed pitching, I think this team can have a lot of success. I know some fans have seen this team as a 90-win team. I don't see that. I think they're definitely going to be over 90 wins. I understand they lost out on. I understand they lost out on Soto, and Soto was a big contributor to that offense. But
I'm not upset. I'm not upset about us not re-signing Soto.
Oh yeah, listen, I'm not upset about it either. Like, if they did sign Soto back, I mean, great. I would have been ecstatic. But I was upset about it.
I would have had concerns on how we addressed the lineup issues that we had, rotation in the pen.
Yeah. No,
where we're going to go $400 million freaking payroll for this season.
Yeah, TC Steals. I mean, Brandon Donovan again. That's a player that a lot of fans have been talking about. I would love for the Yankees to get him.
TC, he's my number one.
Yeah,
he is the player that I want more than anybody that's out there.
Yeah, and TC, I you know what? I know I might get some heat for this, but I think we're an overall better team without Soto. Honestly, look, I'm not hating on Soto. He's a great player. I'm not saying he's bad. He's great. He was a big contributor again. But if the Yankees had signed him back, how are they? That was the question that was going through my head was how are they going to address all the other holes that they had? Because if you all remember. When during the 2024 season, there was a lot of fans saying that the Yankees have multiple holes. So one person doesn't solve all those holes. I mean, again, it's not a knock on Soto, but he's one player, an incredible player, but he only addresses one hole, and it's the same thing. It's the same thing I was saying about Dominguez too. That when fans were outraged about Dominguez at the time.
Jay Snow, question for you. Why do you think Donovan won't happen?
Yeah, Yasin. I mean, the Mets aren't guaranteed to win their division. I mean, they got to get past the Phillies. I think you better watch out for the Phillies. Watch out for the Braves too. I mean, the Braves are going to be a team to beat as well. So TC still is saying Jones, Warren, Leiter Jr. for Donovan. I don't think that's going to be enough. Jones would maybe have to be a part of that package along with Warren, but I don't think those three are going to get it done personally. They're going to want more. Or they're going to want different. It'll start with Spencer Jones, and you'll have to throw in Will Warren, but I don't think Mark Leiter is going to be that guy.
I think you'd probably have to include a regular starter like Clark Schmidt and that type of a deal.
Yeah.
You're probably talking Hamilton.
Give them Grisham. I mean, you could give them Grisham, TC, but I don't think that's going to be enough. Donovan's he's a fantastic player. Sean Browning's saying Jones, Arias, Warren, Schmidt. That's what might get it done. If let's be honest.
Well, Jay, the Cardinals already waived Donovan as a trade component for the Mariners. They were looking at a deal to swap Luis Castillo for Brendan Donovan. And the reason that the deal fell apart is that Seattle is cash strapped and they wouldn't eat any of Castillo's contract.
Yeah. And Seattle, just like St. Louis, they're kind of screwed right now with Castillo's contract, and they're kind of screwed with it. And St. Louis is screwed with Arenado's right now, so their markets are going to be very limited. Yeah, but Nate Lowe is not Brandon Donovan. Well, Donovan ain't Mickey Mantle, but Nate Lowe isn't. Neither is Dominguez, but Nate Lowe is not Brandon Donovan though. Brandon Donovan is a different caliber player compared to Nate Lowe.
I think he's just referring to the Nationals trade.
Oh,
They really didn't give up anything.
No, they didn't. But I mean,
and let's face it, everyone talks about it. Everyone knows that it exists. The Yankees have a tax. Whenever we try to make a move, we are always paying top dollar, and we are paying in blood of prospects.
Yeah, and for anybody that says that the Yankees don't have good prospects, I mean, other teams are asking for them. So you're talking a front-end starter for Donovan. You think Cashman is partying with a rotation guy? I mean, Jay Snow, they were considering trading Luis Hill for Kyle Tucker. So at least that's what was reported. Donovan Michaels. Everybody's coming out with trade proposals right now. I like it. Donovan Michaels saying Stroman, Grisham, and Jones, the Marlins for Alcantara, Myers, and Pauly.
You're right, TC.
Pereira, yeah. Talk up Pereira and Peraza. Maybe the Cards will bite. Yeah, maybe. Maybe. Like I said, I don't know what the Yankees. I'm sure they're talking with teams right now. I think the Cardinals are probably one of them. If they somehow get Donovan, the offseason would be an A+ offseason. I will take Donovan, but I don't know. I'm sure they're working on something, but I don't think anything is going to happen tomorrow. I don't think anything is going to happen this week. I think it'll be a couple of weeks till we see the Yankees' next move. What do you think, Ken?
Yeah, without a doubt. I think the trigger point is going to be Sasaki signing.
Well, Sasaki has 2 weeks. So, what's up, David Lopez? Sasaki has 2 weeks to make a decision, so we'll see where he ultimately ends up signing. But and we'll see what happens with the other free agents. There's still some names out there. I mean, we know Alonso, we know Bregman, we know Tanner Scott, Nick Pivetta is still a free agent. Justin Verlander, obviously. So there's still some names out there that haven't signed, and I wouldn't be surprised if Alonso and Bregman are not signed by February, or when February comes around, I wouldn't be surprised if they're still free agents.
What do we have? 52 days till spring training starts?
52. Yeah, it starts around beginning of March or late February.
February pitchers and catchers report.
Yeah, so February 14th, I think, is when they report. So, it's a little less than 52. No, it's like 40, probably. So about 45, 46 days. So then, and less than 90 days till the regular season starts. Before you know it, baseball season is it's going to be here. Graham is asking, hasn't he got until the 24th? The money resets on the 18th or 19th. I think you're right. I think you're right there, Graham.
He's lined up and met with 20 teams thus far. So I'm sure his people are weeding offers and looking at the best possible avenue for them, they're probably going to be down to 5 or 6 teams
Yeah.
that are competing.
Would you trade Hill for Brandon Donovan?
No.
Clark Schmidt?
Yes.
Yeah, I can't see them.
Hell, let's throw Stroman in there too.
I mean, shoot, you give him 2 pitchers.
2
Give him
starters.
Yeah, give him 2 starters. And maybe like one more player. You think Alonso signs with the Giants? I mean, the Giants, they did get Adames, but they need to get a pitcher. Their starting pitching is okay. Also, folks, a lot of people have been wondering. It's official. The Yankees have announced that they have signed 7-time All-Star, All-Star 4-time Gold Glove Award winner, and the 2022 National MVP infielder Paul Goldschmidt to a 1-year contract. It's official. So there you go. There's your breaking news. Oh, the tweets that Gary Phillips put out. Yeah, you know what? I'm seeing that. So let me kind of read. Let me read that. Let me see. Let's see what he. And then Miguel Castro goes to the Astros. John Heyman put out a tweet 20 minutes ago. But Gary Phillips, he was tweeting out some things about. Okay, so a few other Roki Sasaki notes from Joel Wolf, who didn't discuss other clients. Sasaki has a long-term global view of things and is interested in pitching development, how teams will help him improve. Wolf said he's by no means a finished product. He knows it, and the team knows it. He's a guy who wants to be great. Sasaki doesn't seem overly concerned about whether teams have other Japanese players. Didn't say if Sasaki's open to pitching in the minors. He will sign a MILB deal, and teams technically can't promise him an MLB spot. If you don't mind lowering the volume on that, please.
Well enough.
Yeah, it's slow now. So that's what they're. I'm just looking at other tweets here. Yeah, let's see. Okay, the Yankees and Mets are among the teams reported to have already met with Roki Sasaki in person. Wolf said Sasaki could meet with 1 or 2 more teams and visit 1 or 2 cities before the process ends. So far, Sasaki has only met with teams at Wasserman's office to create a level playing field. Meetings have been limited to 2 hours. So Roki Sasaki's meetings have been limited to 2 hours, again, to level the playing field. Sasaki's asked players not to attend meetings. Sasaki also gave teams he met with an unspecified homework assignment to see how they communicate and analyze. He doesn't see Roki Sasaki signing right away. The new international period opens on January 15th. He has until January 23rd. So he has until the 23rd. So another 3 weeks or so.
For you football fans out there, the Lions 49ers game is 4 minutes left in the second quarter. 49ers are up 21-13.
49ers are up 21-13 against the Lions.
Yep.
But real quick with the Lions though, they already guaranteed playoff spot, right? They have home field advantage, or
They're they're guaranteed a playoff spot, but they're fighting with the Vikings for the number 1 seed in the NFC.
And I know they're playing each other on Sunday.
That's right. They play each other on Sunday for all the peanuts.
Oh, boy.
That's if the Lions win tonight.
Yeah, for all you Lions and Vikings fans, hopefully you're all getting excited. But I still think the Chiefs are going to go all the way.
Go Giants.
Yeah, they suck.
They won yesterday.
Yeah. Yeah, Graham, that's the first time I ever heard of a player giving a team homework. That's kind of weird. So, but either way, we'll see what happens. We'll see what the Yankees end up doing for the remainder of this offseason. I mean, it's definitely clear that they need to get another bat. And I think they need to. I still say they need to get a lefty bullpen arm. Who that might be, I don't know. I'm not high on Chafin personally, but I think I wouldn't mind Tim Hill back, or Wandy. I mean, if Wandy's a free agent, I wouldn't mind him back. And TC is saying that the Bills or Ravens will beat the Chiefs. Oh man,
yeah, I heard that bullshit last year too. Didn't really work out for either of them. And Pasty, Mahomes ain't playing this week.
The Chiefs have home field advantage, right?
Yep, they locked up number 1 seed Christmas Day.
Yeah. Oh, TC says, let me rephrase the Chiefs and the refs.
Yeah, heard that bullshit all season too.
Who's gonna hold Chafin down to get his haircut? Well, Judge could do it by himself. So I'll
put Judge and Stanton on him. He ain't going nowhere.
Yeah, but anyway,
TC, are you actually bitter because the Chiefs put it on the freaking Steelers this past Christmas Day? Is that where the animosity is coming from?
And he said to check the tape. He's giving you a hard time.
Oh, I know.
But anyway, folks, I'm going to slowly wrap this up here and wrap up this live stream. But I wanted to go live again, right before 2024. But
it's been fun. Got active conversations going on with people, trade proposals, talking about what we've done so far. I haven't, and the one thing that I'm very, very happy and proud of is that I didn't hear shit about firing Boone or Cashman, or they suck.
Thank goodness. Yeah, because I'm sure fans are trying to find reason to blame Cashman on something. So, but it's been a solid offseason for the Yankees, but the work isn't done. They still need to get another bat, and I think they need to they definitely need to get a left-handed arm, but we'll see what happens. But honestly, I'm not expecting any noise this week. I'm not expecting any noise for the next couple of weeks if I'm being brutally honest, but if something does happen, believe that I will go live if it does happen. So just be on the lookout, folks. Make sure you all hit that notification bell. Thank you all for tuning in. Greatly appreciate it. Please hit that like button on the way out if you have not yet. It really does help out the channel. Hit that subscribe button. This channel did break 1,400 subscribers. So thank you all for making that happen. Thank you to all the new subscribers. Thank you all so much. Let's continue growing this channel out. If I don't go live, folks, have a happy new year. All right. If you're going to go out, please be safe. Don't do anything stupid. Don't drink and drive. Just be safe out there. Take care of each other. And let's look forward to 2025. I don't know about you guys. I don't know about Ken. I'm ready for a new year. So I'm hoping for a great 2025. Just so everybody knows, I'm gonna have a new logo, and I'm also gonna have a new intro and outro. So the intro and outro that you all been seeing, if today is it, today is probably gonna be the last day. So get ready for January. That's when you'll see the new logo. And the next time I go live, if it is in in January of 2025, you're going to see a new intro and outro. So the current intro and outro that you're seeing now, it's going to be probably the last time. So I'm retiring those and doing something else. But
Pasty's got jokes.
Fire Boone, sorry, I forgot. Oh, Pasty, you're the man, dude. Thank you so much for the hashtag Fire Boone. I could always depend on you. But anyway, folks, yeah, don't drink and drive. Be safe. Take care of each other. Let's just go into 2025, hopefully with a better year. Hopefully 2024 was a good year for all of you. I know 2024 was a great year for me. It was a blessing. I mean, this channel and then meeting all of you, having Ken here. So, it's been a fantastic year, and I'm looking forward to 2025. So to doing more live streams and trying to be as active as I possibly can. So,
well, you
thank
guys
all.
make you guys supporting the Strike Zone makes the channel. We appreciate everything that y'all do, from the subscriptions to donations to coffees, and showing up and during the live streams and
It does mean a
participating.
lot.
It's a great thing when we can have open discussions like adults without bashing each other, and it's most appreciated. And I predict that better things are going to happen next year, and we may get to 2,000 subscribers.
Yeah,
But definitely like to do the play-by-plays a little bit more than we did this past season.
Well, my goal is to definitely try and do more play-by-plays, no doubt. If I could get to 2,000 subs by opening day, that would be awesome. If I could get to 2,000 subs, that would be awesome. But I'm a little over 1,400 now, and I'm not complaining. I'll take 1,400. Of course, the next goal is going to be 15, and then just continue climbing from there. But yeah, no, there will definitely be more play-by-plays for sure. Those pre-games will be around. Don't you all worry about that. We're gonna do it like old times, where we predict scores and talk food and get each other hungry. So
hopefully double plays won't be an issue this year.
Oh yeah, double plays.
We won't have a prediction line on that.
I'll still ask just to see.
Yeah.
But again, folks, we'll see what we'll looking forward to 2025. Again, be safe out there if you're going to go out and party, or don't drink and drive. Please don't drink and drive. But yeah, TC still says 2K by opening day. Let's do this. That's right. Yeah, just spread the word. I mean, a lot of people ask me how else can I help your channel. Honestly, just spread the word. Get more people to subscribe. I mean, that ultimately helps the channel. It really does. And all the super chats and the coffees that you all give. I mean, I always appreciate those, but I'm more definitely about the subscribers. So if you could get more subscribers on here, that would help me out tremendously. So, but I'm gonna end it here, folks. Thank you all again for coming on. If I don't see you in the next 2 days, have a happy new year, and I'll see you all in 2025. Have a good night, everyone.
Good night.